Hello, my friend. Hopefully that you are doing great. So in this lecture, I want to show you how to use Selenium Grid to scale up your test. So what is Selenium Grid and what is the purpose of it? So you can see from the documentation here, it have two purposes. The first thing that we need to run our test against multiple browser, multiple version of browser, and browser running on different operating system. And the second reason that we want to reduce the time it takes for our testers to complete a test path, right? So let's try to find out what is the architecture first. So at the moment, we have the Selenium Grid 4. It's not in the stable version. It's still in alpha, but we can still use the Selenium Grid version 3. So the architecture between Selenium Grid 3 and 4 will be different. So I will try to show you Selenium Grid 3 first, okay? And then when we have the Selenium Grid 4 stable or something like that, I will try to add more lesson related to that, okay? So let's see what is the architecture of Selenium Grid 3 here. So you see the component is simple. So this is where we run our test, right? And now instead of running locally now, we will try to send all of the design capability to the hub. So a Selenium Grid will consist of which one hub and many nodes. So many nodes here, you can see that we can have many machines here. And what they do is they will try to register their capabilities to this hub. So for example, I will declare the node number 1 here. That's I can serve Safari, Firefox, Opera, and Chrome here. And then I register that information to the hub. The second node here you can see is a Linux system. And the third node here you can see is a Windows machine system. So when I try to register the information to the hub, and then from here, when I say that I want to run, for example, four test cases against Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge and Safari, the hub will try to distribute the test scale via the register nodes here. So that means the hub will try to get the balance, try to distribute the test to correct node. And the information that it can keep here, that's because we register the information to the hub. So this is hub and those are nodes. So one hub and many nodes will consist one Selenium Grid here. And our test script will send to the hub. Okay, this is the architecture. So now go back to our code here. I will show you how to set it up. So first thing first, you need to download the Selenium Grid. So just go back to the home page, click on the download here. You see this is Selenium Server Grid, and you download the stable version. In this case is the 1.141.59 here. You click on download, okay? And then after it's downloads, basically we will let me try to click on here. This is Selenium Server, and keep it, and then try to show in Finder. So actually it is just a jar file, okay? So you create a new folder. For example, this is Selenium Grid, and you put it here, the jar file here, okay? And you need to start the node, the hub first, okay? So you open your terminal here. You do something like Java -jar. It should be something like, and then you go to the source, Maven, basic Selenium Maven, and you go to Selenium Grid, and you execute the jar file with the row hub. You hit enter. So you see it will start the hub on the port 4444 here. You see this is the port, and actually it will start on the local host, and this is the IP from my machine. So if I go here, I click on localhost for, you can see this is the page for Selenium Grid, Selenium Hub here. So if I click on console, there's no node register yet, so I need to register the node. Okay. So before register the node, we need to have a node configuration file here. So let me try to explain for you. So maybe I will put all of the information in the description of this video, okay? But let me try to explain for you first. Let me try to minimize and explain for you. So here is a Json file. So we have a double bracket here, and then we declare capability. Okay, that means we need we will tell to Selenium Hub that this is my capability, what I can serve. So for example, I can serve Firefox, I can serve Chrome, and I can serve Safari. Okay, so if you extend here, it's an array. You see an array here, and if we extend all of this, we can see that we have browser name here is Firefox, and the max instances is for. That means the max instances at one time I can serve for this type of browser is 4, and Selenium protocol is WebDriver. So you put something exactly like this. Okay, this is an object, and then we have a comma here, another object here. You see, and we have another comma here, object here. So all of this is an array. For capability, we have an array here. Okay, and then proxy will be org.openqa.grid.selenium.proxy.default remote proxy. The maxSession for this nodes will be 5. That means we will tell that the maxSession I can serve at one time on this node is 5. That means even I can serve 4 here, but the maximum totally at one time I can serve that is 5. Okay, and for Safari, the max instances is just only 1 because we cannot run Safari in parallel in one node. Okay, so this is the part for our node, and register is true. RegisterCycle is 5,000. So after 5,000, if you try to register to the hub, okay, and this is very important. The hub, this is the address of the hub. Okay, so in this case, it's 4444 here on the same machine, so it should be localhost. So it's not, if it's not on the same machine, you just specify the IP address here. Okay, so this is the nodeStatusCheckTimeout. So this is the way we declare, and then the hub will try after 5 seconds if you try to check whether the node is down or up to send the request to it. Okay, this is the nodePolling, and this is the time for our node to check the status with the hub. Okay, if you try to send the request to the hub after 5 seconds to make sure that the hub is still up. The row in this case is not, okay, because we already have the row hub here, and we have unregistered still down after set the that means 1 minute. Okay, 60,000 here, 60,000 here, that means 1 minute. So after 1 minute, if the node still down, it will assume that the node is not want to register anymore. And downPollingLimit, just some 0 thing here. Debug is false. Servlet is an empty array. WithoutServlets, an empty array here. Custom is an empty object here. Okay, so that's show here, and then we will try to register this node to the hub. Okay, so I have the command here to register start the node command here. Okay, let me try to open it. Maybe I need to copy here. Okay, maybe I need to copy out there, should be better. Okay, so let me try to explain for you. We will specify a command that java-jar, and now you see hyphen and then hyphen d here, WebDriver.getGoDriver. Okay, equal, and this is the location where you keep, you see, this is the absolute location where you keep the GetGoDriver. This is the way we declare for getCall. And then we continue with -d again here, but for Trump driver here, you see. And this is the location for Trump driver. Okay. And finally, we specify the location for the Selenium server standalone jar file that we have just downloaded. This is the location. And then -row not, and then -not config. You see, not config here. We try to specify the location of the not config here. So everything I keep in this folder Selenium Grid here, so I can put it here. Okay, so if I copy this one, and then now I open a new terminal. I put it here, I hit enter. You see, I have just registered the information to the hub. Now I try to refresh. You see, I registered successfully the information to the hub. So that means the hub now understand that it has one node and does not have the capability to serve Firefox, Safari, and Chrome driver here, you see. And we can see something like some other thing, viewable here, hide config here. Okay. So for Safari, you can see here. So we have just declared for getScore and then for Chrome, but we didn't declare for Safari because for Safari we don't need any instances driver, browser driver. Okay, so the first thing here that we need to Java -jar here. Then the second thing is that we specify the capability here. What is the browser driver and the location? If we want to have more, we just continue here. You see, this is for Chrome. And finally, we will declare the location of the jar file here. This is the jar file we have just downloaded. So for the hub and for the node, we just use only one jar file here. But different here is the row here is the node. And we will specify the node config here, you see. And we point out the location for the node config. Okay. And then we run and register. Now is the time for us to specify and run our test script. Okay. So I have just copied another thing here. So open test here, Java utility here. So try to modify something to this one. Let me try to delete all of this thing here and Chrome here. Okay, so now you can see this is the WebDriver copy. Let me try to copy here. I try to explain before I recopy to the new one. Okay, so here you can see that this is design capability, okay, equal new design capability. Then I use the design capability to set the platform to any, okay, platform.any. So you can see the succession here. You see platform from Selenium, the design capability from Selenium again. Let me try to here. This one from Selenium here, remote here, bucket. And then I set browser name is Chrome. That means I want to request the test to be Chrome on the hub. Okay. And then remote driver here, I declare one more thing. Let me try to copy here. This should be here. This is the remote driver. The type is now WebDriver anymore, but it should be remote WebDriver. So I put in the try catch here, remote WebDriver equal new remote WebDriver, and I put new URL. You see, new URL. The URL comes from the package java.net here, new URL, and inside I specify the location of the address of the hub, but now I put /wd/hub here. And finally, I put the design capability here, right? And I just get the exception here. Finally, I return the remote WebDriver, okay? So now if I try to copy all of these things here, and I put to the WebDriver before, because we are using this one, right? We are using this one. And if I run, this time, if you try to send the request to the hub, okay, and I want to run the test in parallel. So this is the test. So parallel equal methods and the thrust count equal 4. I want to run 4. Okay. Now I will try to execute the previous command here. You can see now if you send to the hub, try to refresh. Let me see. Yep, try to refresh again. You see, we have something like you see here. It's not blur. That means it's in use. Okay, we are in use because we just have two methods, so it's run in parallel to browser. And when it's blur, that means in use. Now the test is done. If I refresh, that means the result is available again. So this is the way we just register one node to the hub. But if you have more than one node, you can register, and it's just similar. So in this lesson, I just share you how to try to reduce the test in parallel, and we use the sorry, it's not this one, and we try to use the Selenium Grid. So in the next lesson, I will try to share you how to apply the cross-browser testing with Selenium Grid. So that means we will try to run this test over many type of browser. So that means cross-browser testing. And finally, that we will try to modify something inside here. Okay, try to explore the Selenium Grid to reduce the testing time for by using running the test in parallel. And bye for now, and see you in the next lesson. Okay.